Welcome back, viewers. You're watching WION World is One. This is a special edition of WION Speed News with our signer, Ms. Rajni. Let's get you started. As Israeli forces continue to mobilize along the Israel-Gaza border, their spokesperson has said that 9 of its soldiers have been killed, while its troops have killed 40 militants over the past 24 hours. The latest attack carried out by the Israeli military included airstrikes in Khan Yunis. The military further states that its troops have seized AK-47 assault rifles, rocket launchers, and other weapons allegedly used by the militant group. The Israeli military has also confirmed the death of 6 of its soldiers in Gaza. According to the army spokesperson, the troops were killed in an accidental blast which injured 14 of its soldiers. US Secretary of State met with top Israeli officials on Tuesday, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Though Blinken reaffirmed US unwavering support to Israel, he reportedly had tough words with Israeli leaders during his 5th crisis visit to Israel. Amidst mounting pressure on the Biden administration to prevent the rising death toll in Gaza and the war from spilling over, the top US diplomat made a clear call to the Israeli government to reduce civilian harm. He also asked Israel to not take steps to hinder Palestinians' ability to govern themselves. At least 8 people have been killed after a strike hit a 5-story residential building in Rafah, in southern Gaza, as 6 of the bodies arrived at the nearby Kuwaiti hospital, while 2 other bodies were transported to Abu Yusuf Hospital. Dozens of severely injured were also being treated by medics. China has vowed that it will never compromise on Taiwan and has asked the United States to stop providing military aid. This comes just 3 days ahead of a crucial election in Taiwan. The election is being closely watched by Beijing and Washington, as well as players worldwide, as its outcome will impact the future of Taiwan's relations with China. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. hosted his Indonesian counterpart Joko Widodo for talks in Manila. Both leaders discussed a range of regional issues, including developments in the South China Sea and closer cooperation among member states of the Southeast Asian bloc. After the meeting, Indonesian President Widodo said that the 2 countries had also agreed to strengthen defense cooperation and existing agreements on border cooperation. Chinese President Xi Jinping exchanged congratulations with his Tunisian counterpart on the 60th anniversary of China-Tunisia diplomatic relations. In his message, Xi Jinping also said that China and Tunisia have witnessed sound and steady growth of bilateral ties, no matter how the international landscape evolves. Xi Jinping said he highly prizes the development of China-Tunisia relations and is willing to work to push for new and greater progress in bilateral, friendly, cooperative relations. Japan's recently announced $37 million aid for Ukraine has angered its people. 77% Japanese had initially endorsed Tokyo's support for Kiev, but that perception seems to have changed after the 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck the country on New Year's Day. According to a survey by international consultancy firm Global Scan, criticism is growing about continuing assistance to Kiev. Japanese news outlets are hitting out, asking the government to do more for the quake-hit victims instead of getting involved in someone else's war. Many also claimed that the aid is being siphoned off by corrupt Ukrainian officials. Bhutan's election commission has said that voters have elected Tshering Tobgay to become prime minister for a second time after his party won nearly two-thirds of seats. Tobgay, head of the Liberal People's Democratic Party, who served as prime minister of the Himalayan kingdom from 2013 to 18, won 30 of 47 seats in Tuesday's election. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made a strong pitch to woo global investors, saying there are new opportunities across sectors and regions for mutual prosperity. Modi said the world looks at India as a powerhouse for talented youth, a technology hub for finding solutions, and a democracy that delivers. He also said India's economy has shown momentum and resilience despite geopolitical troubles. South Korea's main opposition leader Lee Jae-myung has said that he hopes his recent stabbing will mark the end of hate politics in the country. The opposition leader made remarks after being discharged from the hospital. The police say the man accused of attacking him has said that he wanted to stop Lee from becoming president. South Korean politics in recent years has become increasingly polarized, especially around the general elections, while politically targeted attacks have been reported for years now. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un calls South Korea the country's principal enemy. He also threatened to annihilate the neighbor if provoked. Kim Jong-un made the statement during a tour of munitions factories in North Korea earlier this week. The state broadcaster, quoting Kim, has reported that the country's top priority is to bolster their military capabilities and nuclear war deterrent. With just 5% approval ratings in US presidential hopeful, Vivek Ramaswamy is now trailing far behind his GOP counterparts. But he is pulling out other tricks to attract eyeballs. One of them is offering free beer. Throughout his presidential campaign, Ramaswamy has been promoting what he terms as free speech and free drinks rallies. The multimillionaire hopes that offering free drinks could rope in first-time voters. As a result, his campaign is drawing large crowds, mostly males, And the free speech, free drinks crowd also show that Ramaswamy is more popular among young men than women. Security personnel from the Papua New Guinea Police Force and Defence Force are protesting at Parliament House, and Unaki Oval is in Port Moresby. They are denouncing the government's recent implementation of tax increases and salary deductions. According to reports, the government has clarified that the deductions are the result of tax glitches. Anti-government protesters in Peru rallied in Lima demanding justice for citizens killed in protests a year ago after the detention of former President Pedro Castillo. Over 60 people died during the unrest triggered by Castillo's removal by Congress after a failed coup attempt on the 7th of December 2022. Protesters blame current President Dina Boluarte for the perceived massacre, and the recent demonstration reflects ongoing grievances against the government. New York City has been drenched by a brutal storm with commuters as heavy rainfall and strong winds lash the US East Coast. The National Weather Service has forecast that inclement weather will continue for the next 24 hours. 3 or 4 inches of rain was forecast for a wide swath of northeast, where some areas were hit with heavy snows just last weekend, increasing the risk of significant flooding. Over 400 vehicles were left stranded on French motorways due to icy roads in the Paris region. As a cold wave hit the country, police had to close 2 express roads after snow and tumbling overnight. Authorities scrambled to deploy salt trucks and tow vehicles. Temperatures also caused disruptions in the north of the country. Thermometers across the country are set to drop below the 0 degrees Celsius mark this week. A bakery in Denmark's Copenhagen has made a special pastry in honor of Queen Margaret. Queen Margaret is set to step down as queen on the 14th of January. She is currently Europe's longest-serving monarch. She will be succeeded by her eldest son, Crown Prince Frederick. She announced her abdication on live TV during her traditional New Year's Eve speech. And on Sunday, the special pastries are pyramid-shaped, containing passion fruit, mousse, marzipan, salted caramel and almonds, each topped with a chocolate crown. Rich Tech Robotics introduced Adam, a 2-armed robot barista showcased at CES 2024. Adam, equipped with AI cameras and facial recognition, not only makes a variety of beverages like coffee, boba tea and cocktails, but can also prepare food. Priced at $180,000, Adam offers a potential solution for businesses facing staff shortages. Customers at CES praise Adam's skills, emphasizing the quality and taste of the beverages he produces. The robot's versatility and potential to handle various tasks make it a notable innovation in the realm of robotic food and beverage preparation. Most Asian currencies retreated today, while the dollar steadied from recent losses as markets remained on edge before key US inflation data that is expected to factor into the path of interest rates. Regional currencies were nursing steep losses over the first week of 2024 as markets question whether the Federal Reserve will begin trimming interest rates early in 2024. This notion boosted the dollar, helping the greenback rebound sharply from 5-month lows, while the currency saw a spot of profit-taking on Tuesday. It remained well above its December lows. Gold prices moved little in Asian trade, retaining most of its losses from the prior week as investors questioned bets on early interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve. Gold nursed steep losses over the past week as traders steadily scaled back bets that the Fed could begin trimming interest rates as soon as March 2024. This notion triggered sharp gains in the dollar, which also weighed on bullion prices. Still, the yellow metal managed to hold above the coveted $2,000 an ounce level after handily crossing the level in early December. Australian consumer price inflation dropped to a near 2-year low in November, and core inflation also slowed sharply, a soft result that reinforced market expectations interest rates would not need to rise any further. Data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics on Wednesday showed its monthly consumer price index rose at an annual pace of 4.3% in November, down from 4.9% in October and under market forecasts of 4.4%. Mercedes-Benz revealed its concept CLA class electric vehicle with an AI-powered dashboard at CES in Las Vegas. Attendees expressed excitement and hesitation about AI in cars. The company also launched a sophisticated voice assistant capable of context-based suggestions and engaging in emotional dialogues. The assistant includes a plausibility check, verifying recommendations through cloud data and user feedback. This marks a notable advancement in AI technology for automobiles, showcasing the integration of personalized avatars and generative AI.